Oh, hello. I think I got lucky on this. Let me explain why. So the last time we saw this motor, it was in pieces. Well, I say it was in pieces. It was in multiple pieces, but the main motor section was combined. And we ran it on the bench. It did not sound particularly great. However, after some running in, actually, it became a lot freer than it previously was. I just take a screwdriver. If you recall, the armature would turn anti-clockwise, looking this way, but it wouldn't turn clockwise because the bottom bearing was in a bit of a mess. But now, turns fine anti-clockwise, turns fine clockwise. So, I mean, it's a bit rough, but it's working, and I think that will probably do us, to be quite honest with you. I don't think there's much point going any further on this particular unit. It runs, I'm not going to say it runs amazingly well, it's not super smooth. Cleaning the fans had a very large impact on it, made it a lot better, and actually reattaching the fans to this part of the motor also improved. I think it was probably because it had some stress on it when it was running, and I think because it was running with the fans on it, the bottom bearing started to get warm, and that warmth actually helped it to free up. So I think we'll call this done. We'll pop it back in the machine and see how it sounds. If it sounds terrible, well, at least it's working, which is good, but I can't really do much more on it, to be honest with you. I don't want to use that spare part because I just know that at some point a Freedom's going to come along that needs a new armature, and I don't want to tie that armature up in a machine with a working one, if you see what I mean. So anyway, let's pop this back in the Powerglide and see how it sounds. A couple of things we need to do first before we reassemble this bad boy. Number one, we need to clean out the motor area of the casing. So let's just do that quick. So that's that cleaned up, and now I need to make an adjustment to the loom because we got rid of the suppressor last time. So I need to join these wires together, which I will do off camera. So come back in a sec when we've got everything hooked up. So that's the wiring done, and we need to try and get this back in to the body without fouling any wires. So let's put it in around that way, and then make sure this is in the right place, and make sure that's lined up, and push that down there, push that in, twist that round, make sure that goes in. Oh, good God. Right, okay. Oh, that wasn't so bad, actually. That kind of went in okay. Unusual for one of these. Sometimes they fight you. They fight you hard. So, that's the motor in there. Let's just give this a bit of a clean quickly. That's good. And now let's pop this panel back on. I hope you can see that okay. I can't even see the screen. Oh yeah, okay. Right, let's get that back in. So that goes on like that. And now, the end panel. Okay, so here's the end panel. And we have what's left of the grommet there, which is no good. And we have what's left of this bit of flex hanging out here. So let's get rid of that. So that can go. and then we'll find some new flex for it. So this should probably be cleaned, shouldn't it? So let's give this a clean. So that's a bit less dusty, and we'll get this bit of sponge back in. I'm amazed that sponge hasn't crumbled to nothing, actually. I'm really surprised about that, but it seems to be okay, so that's good. Okay, so now we need to, let me change you around a bit, bring you up so you can see. There we go. I just need to get this end piece back into position. Which way are we going? This way. So we've got to get the wires through. Not particularly easy. Bend them that way, perhaps. Ah, there we go. That's coming. Make sure that lines up with that. That goes down there. That's in with that. That's lined up with that, and we're good. Right. Okay. Lovely. Excellent. So let's pop these wires back in to the chop block. Do them up. And we can put the screws back in as well. So let's screw the back plate back into place. Good, and we're almost back in one piece now. I just need to find some flex with a plug, and we can put the flex in, and then we can turn it on. Ooh. And I have approximately 5 meters of black flex here. So let's get that attached. I'm going to clean out this little panel first. Give that a quick clean. So let's get this flex attached. Pop this into the chop block. I hope this damn thing works after all this effort. Should do. There's not exactly a lot to go wrong in there, is there, really? It's quite a simple little machine. Oh, by the way, one of my viewers, dear viewers, commented on the unboxing video of this machine, and apparently in Finland it was called the Hoover Amigo, which I think is a really cool name for it. So it's your Hoover male friend, which I think is really cool. I love that. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a grommet that will fit on this machine, so we're just going to have to go with the flow, lay it like this. If a grommet turns up, I will definitely put it on. But for now, we'll take the win. So let's get this panel back on. Let's suck off this bit of dirt here. Oh, and we are ready for a test run. Will it work? Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. Whilst you're in that position, you see there that the casing is broken at this point. I'm going to try and move that back ever so carefully so it lines back up here. Hopefully I won't make a mess of it. Fingers crossed. Right, well that's everything back in place. So now, I mean, yeah, we got to put some power up its bum. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it's not the best I've ever heard. Not by a long chalk. But do you know what? It's fine because it works. The machine runs. That's good. That's what we were aiming for. So we now have a working Powerglide, which is fantastic. Yeah, that bottom bearing is very, very rough, and it does really need to be changed, but doing that job on this machine is not particularly pleasant. And to be honest with you, it's not something I really want to do. The machine works, it's fine, it's great, you know, it's not the best example in the world. Oh, I can show you now up close the damage to the case. Hopefully you can see that. The light in here today is very, very funny. You see it's been burnt at this point here. There's like a ridge. So, you know, it's not the best example in the world, but it doesn't matter because it is what it is. It's the Burgundy 4256, which is what I need because I've got the twins, which is awesome. So now I need to clean it, and I need to clean it very carefully because the printing here on this top panel is definitely starting to wear off. It is wearing off, and the Hoover here as well is. I don't know why they did it like this. Why didn't they do it in like solid letters? But it's just the outline of Hoover, which is not great. So anyway, let me give it a clean, and then you can see it after it's been cleaned. Well, there we go. That's after a good scrub and clean. As you can see, it's a bit shinier now, which is nice. I will say that the plastic is not in the best of shapes. It definitely needs a machine polish because it's very dull up here. Even applying, you know, some polish to this and giving it a buff, it's not enough to really bring it back. And see, I can't go any further on it because I will risk removing the rest of the lettering that's on this panel. Also down here as well, it's kind of faded. So if it had a machine polish, I think it would look a lot better. But, you know, honestly, it's an example of the Burgundy Powerglide, which means I have the pair, which is fantastic. And, you know, I love that. It's awesome. I've got them both. Yes. However this looks, it's not going to be a show winner. And it's not going to have the original wheels on it either. I will show you this again in the future when my friend and neighbour Christian has created those wheels for it and I've attached them to it. We will then see it in use too. I need to find some black tools for it because the cream one's got the cream tools, this one needs the black tools. So that's my next challenge as well. But yeah, that's it for now. We will see this Powerglide again in the future. Thank you ever so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to do the usual commenting, subscribing and liking if you want to. Don't mind if you don't. Love it if you do. And I'll see you guys in the next video. You take care. Bye bye.